Hey guys, what's going on? About time I make a new video. Had a bunch of people kind of wondering where I've been at. Haven't been making a lot of videos. Kind of been busy with other more important things in life. But I am still working on the car. I'm just not making a whole lot of videos about it. I got a pretty exciting moment coming up here. Thought I'd turn the camera on. I'm going to be starting the engine for the first time. I'm going to be breaking it in. Pretty big moment, pretty critical. I really hope I did everything right and this cam will break in properly. Got the proper break-in oil. I've got all the leaks fixed. I had a bunch of issues. I had a bunch of coolant leaks. Had to fix a bunch of freeze plugs that were leaking on it. I've had the carburetor issues. The carburetor was leaking everywhere. The floats weren't working properly. Had to fix that. Just everything that went wrong could have went wrong. I think it's ready to run now. It should be. Of course, now you never feel like you're 100% ready. You always feel like there's something you're missing, but I think it's ready to go. I got it full of coolant. I got a gas can hooked up. I tried running an electric fuel pump. That didn't work out. It was too much pressure for the Edelbrock carburetor, and it was pushing right through the needle and seat and making a huge mess. Gas pouring everywhere. We've got a fire extinguisher up on the shelf over there just in case. Okay, here's the deal. I tried to start it and it wouldn't run. Apparently the accelerator pump on the carburetor is not working, so it's not getting any gas, because when I blip the throttle, it's not squirting any gas into it. I turned it over a few times and it wouldn't start, and then I realized there's no gas in there. So hopefully everything's still okay. I mean, I got the proper grease on the cam and the break-in oil. I don't think there'll be any problem there with turning it over a few times. So I'm going to pull this carburetor off. I'm going to take it apart and see what's going on. It might just have a bunch of dirt and maybe some old varnish in there, plugging up everything, because it did sit around for a while. It was new, and then I bought it used on eBay, and you know, it sat on this guy's shelf for a while. He only used it for, I don't know, a couple days and pulled it off, so very likely it could be gummed up. So I'm gonna do that and then try it again. Also pretty glad it didn't start, because I realized my oil pressure gauge thing where the tube screws into is leaking really bad, so I need to redo that little flare thingy. Man, that's some real technical wording, but I need to redo the little flare piece that kind of compresses on that tube. Apparently something happened, it got bent or something, and it leaks really bad. So if it would have started, it would have made a huge mess of oil, and I probably would have had to shut it off anyway. So I really want to hear this thing run. I got last night when I got home from work, I got the carburetor all rebuilt. The Edelbrock, probably the most easiest carburetor I've ever rebuilt. What happened is there's this little hat thing that has the sprayers. Sorry, none of these words are going to be technically correct, but little sprayer things when you pump the accelerator pump, and there's a little ball thing in there, a little check ball with a little weight on it, and that was all seized up in there from varnish, and it wasn't working. So I got the whole carburetor taken apart, sprayed all the orifices out with a carb cleaner, put it all back together with new gaskets and stuff, and it works great now. So I think I'm actually ready to start the thing. So I'm gonna hook up the battery. I'm gonna make sure it's in neutral so it doesn't go through the side of the garage, and just kind of give everything a quick check over, and hopefully it'll fire up. Well, as you can probably hear from the previous clip, it still doesn't run. So I'm still trying to figure this thing out. I read somewhere that if you use just regular old spade connectors on the HEI where the power and the tack go in, that can cause a problem. So I picked up the actual pigtail for that. I'm going to wire that in and see what that does, try it for the heck of it. I took the distributor out, dropped it back in just to verify that I wasn't 180 out or anything, and everything's all good. I'm gonna go through the firing order again, make sure that's good. So I do know I'm getting gas now. It's the squirter, or the carburetor is working, the accelerator pump's working, it's squirting gas down into the engine, so I know that's good. And it still doesn't run. I wonder if there's any assembly lube left on that camshaft. I need to pull this thing out and drop an LS in it, I think. Hey guys, what's going on? It is a couple days later, and as you've seen in the previous clip, I actually got the thing broke in finally. It sounded good. I ran it for about 20 minutes, got the cam broke in. Everything sounded good in the valve train. I didn't hear any weird noises or anything like that. You're probably wondering what was the problem. So this is really strange. A friend gave me some more plug wires, some old crappy looking plug wires. I put them on and it started right up. So apparently these really cheap spark plug wires off of eBay are no good. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they were not providing enough spark to keep the thing running. And I should have known right away when I got these, because it says JDM speed on there, which is really weird because they're small block Chevy spark plug wires. And why is there some other company making, why is there a JDM speed company making spark plug wires? So don't buy these, they're complete junk. I'm actually going to throw them straight in the garbage so I don't ever use them again and forget about it. So now it runs, and it runs really good, smooth, but I got more leaks. I got more coolant leaks. The thermostat housing is leaking now, which I kind of thought was going to happen because it's got one of those really thin, like O-ring style gaskets. So I'm probably going to have to pull that off next. That'll be like the millionth, maybe 2 millionth leak that I've fixed on this thing. I'm used to the LS engines with the really nice gasket, O-ring style gaskets, the steel and O-ring style. Man, those are so nice. It just makes things go so much smoother than the old style here with the paper and all that stuff. But the reason this is leaking is just kind of a cheap thermostat housing. It's got a really thin O-ring gasket that's literally just an O-ring, and it doesn't have any other support to it. So I'm probably going to have to pull that off and figure out a different way to seal it. I might use a paper gasket with some Right Stuff, a liberal amount of Right Stuff all over it, and get that sealed up. Alright, a little update. Got the brakes all taken apart. I left the rears together for now so I can see how they go back together, but I need new pads on this, or shoes I mean. Brake shoes and a new wheel cylinder. Somebody went in here and they put a kit in here, but the shoes are shot, and so are the rotors. You can see all that pitting and stuff just from sitting around, so I need to get, did I call these rotors? Man, it's been a long day. I meant drums. Really bad. So, need to get 2 of these. Fronts are going to be disc. I'm doing the disc brake conversion on the front. Gotta have disc brakes on the front, in my opinion. So got all that junk off of there. Stripped down to the spindle. I'm working on actually trying to free up all these grease fittings and get them, you know, I've been spraying them down with PB Blaster so they can be, so they'll take grease. I'm gonna clean all this undercoating and stuff off. Just get it all ready to put the new stuff on. I'm not going to be replacing any of this stuff for now. I am going to be doing the shocks, but that's it. And then did the other side as well. Same deal over there. It's just been scraping all this years and years and years of dirt and grease buildup off. I got the tires and wheels all ready to go. These are the tires that Tommy gave me. I took those off of those S10 wheels. I put them back on, put them on these smoothie wheels. Got rid of the old tires that were on them. So these are all ready to go. Pretty happy with the tire place. I actually tried for the first time. They put the weights in the back instead of the front, like some places always do, and they even put some nice shiny valve stems in there to match the wheel. So that's kind of cool. So those are gonna look good on there for sure. These tires are they just barely fit in the back here, but it looks really good on there. I wanted to get big tires, so this worked out really good. I wanted as much sidewall as I can possibly fit for all the rough back dirt roads and stuff. The more tire you have, the better. And this is going to be a daily driver, so I want it to be practical. I got some plug wires I'll be throwing on there. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. It's coming together. It's just slow progress, so stay tuned.